Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well. A little bit of a different kind of video, but it needs to be made. It's one of those videos that obviously I think a lot of people would maybe expect. Maybe people are just going a little bit overboard, okay, about Karius. You know what it's about because of the title of the video, about Karius. Yes, Karius is making mistakes. We realise that, okay? And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Dortmund game last night because I was actually quite positive about that game. I thought it was a good game. It was a really good game. It was an equal game right up until the 89th minute. And a couple of points that people maybe aren't picking up on either is the fact that the centre-back pairing also changed at half-time. So I'm pretty sure Van Dijk wasn't on the pitch. You had Klavan, who again is proving that he's probably not going to be good enough for backup, to be honest with you. Matip got an injury, looks like he's got a tear somewhere on his leg, can't remember where, but it looks like he's got a tear, so he could be out again for a little bit. And I can't remember who he was partnered with at centre-back, Klavan, whether it was Joe Gomez or not, who'd come on for Joel Matip. Okay, the centre-back pairing had changed. The defence was a little bit all over the place as well for both of these goals, okay? For the goals that they scored anyway. Obviously they got a penalty as well. So, but, you know, there's nothing you can do about the penalty. Penalties are penalties. It's 50-50 whether they go in or not. Yeah, people are mainly focusing on the third goal that went in for Dortmund. And yeah, you can look at it like he could have parried it a little bit further away. But at the end of the day, it is a mistake. It's a mistake that other goalkeepers are making as well. And I think the most disheartening thing about this is it's not abuse from rival fans. It's not. People aren't sending Karius abuse from other clubs. People that are Liverpool fans are sending Karius abuse either on Instagram, on Twitter, whatever. Any post that he makes is just getting so much hate. It's getting so much abuse sent to it. And you have to stop. Whether you are someone who's watching this video and you send abuse, if you do send abuse, please don't. Just don't send abuse. Not to anybody. Not to anybody in life. Don't send abuse. What are you doing for yourself? What are you making yourself feel better by sending abuse? Please remember that this is a day and age where mental health is at the forefront of everything that we do now. Like in every career, every job, it should be at the forefront. There is a lot more focus now on mental health than there ever has been. And people are really, really doing this. Alright, you can turn around and say he's paid X amount of money a week and he should be doing better. I agree, he should be doing better. But let's also look at the fact that he's had a very traumatic couple of months where basically a lot of people, and maybe rightly so, are levelling the Champions League final loss at Karius's door. They are putting that at his feet and they're putting it at his door and saying, you are responsible for this. You are responsible for making us lose that final. I can and ah over whether that's true or not. You know, people, our own fans still, our own fans, and I keep saying our own fans, I don't believe that you are a fan if you are sending a player abuse. I don't. If you are a player, if you are a fan, a supposed fan, that is sending abuse to any player, whether it's Karius or not, you're not a fan. You're not a Liverpool fan, and you need to go and support someone else. Or maybe football and sport isn't for you. Maybe it isn't. Because if you're after something where mistakes don't happen, I don't know where you're going to find it in sport. You're certainly not going to find it in football. You're really not. Absolutely not. The abuse for Karius needs to stop. It really, really does. He's come out himself and said something along the lines of, you know, if sending abuse to people, you know, he feels sorry for you. If you get some sort of joy out of sending abuse and hate to someone, then he feels sorry for you. That man is being class. Alright, maybe not in terms of goalkeeping right now, but he is handling himself as a young man, as a 24-year-old man. He is handling himself with so much more class than a lot of these so-called Liverpool fans. And it needs to stop. It really does. You can't even turn around and say, oh my God, you know, we've got Karius now, we need to sign another goalkeeper. We already have. We've signed Alisson. Jurgen Klopp has come out and said, yeah, he's going to be number one. You don't bring in a goalkeeper like that for that amount of money, for that sort of talent, to not be number one. He will be playing. Once he is ready, he will be in our goal. That is what Jurgen Klopp has said. So you can't even use it as an excuse now. What you need to do is get behind Karius, give him a bit of a lift, and then when Alisson's in goal, he's going to be in goal. Do you think Alisson's not going to make some mistakes? Of course he will. Are you going to send abuse to Alisson then? Probably not. Nobody, whether it's in football, in life, someone that, if you really, really dislike someone, don't send them abuse. Exit them out of your life. Don't even think about them too much. At all. If you really dislike someone, what is the point? What's it doing to you? What did you think sending abuse to them is doing? It's going to make them feel low. Mental health issues can come into play. You don't realise what your words can do. The whole old thing where people would say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Bull. Absolute bull. It's not right. It's not on. And it's not going to be accepted. Bloody hell. You're seeing all these things that have gone around about Mesut Ozil because he retired from the international team, and he put out one hell of a statement about racism and hate. Same thing applies. Do not send hate. Do not send abuse. You know, there was an issue actually that I reported on Twitter to someone's, and you know what? And I will do this, and I will quite happily do this, where someone had wrote about Hillsborough in a really derogatory way on Twitter, and a lot of people got hold of it, got screenshots. The guy had left his place of work on his Twitter account, so I emailed his place of work. I emailed his place of work with these screenshots of what he'd said and the hate that he was trying to spread. I don't think he was a Liverpool fan, but even so, the hate that he was trying to spread. I did not send his company anything toward like hate and abuse or anything like that. In a measured way, I laid out why what he said was wrong. Don't know what happened to the guy, but they emailed back saying that they will be dealing with this. Any sort of abuse that he's sending online, people will report it. And I hold my hands up. I report accounts that just send abuse. So if you get a strike on your Twitter account or something like that, or whatever it is from, you know, or reported by Twitter or anything like that, I'll hold my hands up. It's probably me. Or at least one of them's probably me. Because I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it. I won't stand for abuse being sent to players. I won't stand for abuse being sent to other people. If you're abusing people, bloody hell, even let's go to someone like Spencer Owen. And I like his content. I think he's a decent guy. But one of the first comments on all of his Twitter posts is someone just saying the words nonce. I report it. I report it because social media needs to be cleaned up in some way. And whether I'm doing any sort of job in doing that, I don't think so. It's such a big task to do. But I will report everybody that sends abuse to Karius. I'll report everybody. It's just not on. It really isn't on. He's a Liverpool player. He might not be the first team goalkeeper, you know, with Alisson coming in. He won't be. He'll be number 2 again. Whether he likes that or not, who knows? But he's going to have to accept it. But he doesn't have to accept the level of abuse that's being sent to him. He does not need that. Nobody needs that. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. He needs our support more than ever. Let's give it to him.